YouTubers, Mike Martins here, Mike Martins channel. Sale of portable cabins booms in New Zealand amid housing crisis. People turn to tiny structures that can be placed in the gardens of family or friends or properties. So guys, this has been happening for a long while now. We've been covering New Zealand here on my channel for many years now. Covering the molds, black molds, covering the meth testing of homes, covering people sleeping rough in vehicles, covering Phil Tyford and Jacinta with their new housing plan that they got elected to put into place to help struggling New Zealand proper get what they, a good foundation of a home is a good structure for a family and onwards and everything we talked about. Now, it's been happening, so let me tell you some stories from San Francisco. People working in the tech industry in San Francisco. Portable housing cabins, it's passable. Yeah, I could see that. That's great. It's safe. It looks structured. It protects you from the elements. But what about in San Francisco when I had the guy on the show that was renting out his backyard and renting out tent space to pitch a tent in his backyard? That's pretty bad. And renting out bunk beds. Renting out a bunk. $300, $400 a month, $600 for a bunk. Wow. Extreme levels. I did read an article from New Zealand, I think it was about 2.5, that was actually 3 years ago, where it was 34 people to a house. It was like a dog kennel in there because of the cost of living. The cost of living is just so disproportionate to what wages are. Anyways, let's get to this. The sale of portable cabins is booming in New Zealand, where the housing crisis means hundreds of thousands of Kiwis can no longer afford a home or even a rental. Soaring property prices in New Zealand's largest cities and a slow pace of new builds has seen many middle income New Zealanders struggling to afford basic housing, with some forced to sleep in shipping containers and tents and cars. Yeah, the cars, a lot of people sleeping rough in cars, and a lot of people being put up in hotels in New Zealand. Families being put up in hotels, and it's been a huge burden. Transportable housing. Manufacturers say their business have quadrupled in the past few years, with many New Zealanders unable to see any viable solution to their housing woes and other than cramped. Transportable homes which can be shifted into the back of front yards or properties owned by family or friends. So you know what's happening right now in California, in LA County, in Alameda County. You cannot park a camper on someone's driveway anymore. Because you're parking a camper, people were renting out driveway space to campers. Oh yeah, it's bad all over. Shane Dribble, director of Dreamtime Cabins, said unable to afford traditional housing now make up the majority of his clients, and business has increased 40% each year since he started the company 5 years ago, spreading from Auckland to the regions. The housing crisis is fueling the demand. People can't afford their own home, but they can't afford a reasonable amount to rent per week, so they could put a cabin on their mom and dad's property, Seville said. Wow. Seville said, yeah. I believe that the regions such as, I can't read this, Hamilton and Tauranga are also now experiencing high demand. House Me National Sales Manager Bryce, the company's production transportable homes had quadrupled in the last 3 years, while the housing crisis was the main driver. The trend for tiny homes was also contributing. There is no rule of thumb where we are dealing with all walks of life and all different suburbs, Glover told RNZ. New Zealand house prices are among the most unaffordable in the world, with Auckland the 7th most expensive city to buy a home, and all 3 major cities considered severely unaffordable by the latest Demographia International Housing Affordability Survey. We covered that on that channel too, on our channel. The Labour coalition government led by Jacinta Ardern were elected on the promises to tackle the housing crisis. I said this at the beginning of the video, but the government's flagship affordable housing scheme, Kiwi Build, has suffered numerous setbacks, and last month announced would fall short of its target to build 1,000 affordable homes by June, and only managed around 300. Kiwi Build aims to build 100,000 affordable homes in 10 years, and Ardern has defending the scheme, saying, although the short-term targets have been scrapped, by the long-term goal will be reached. And then Alan Bertrand, a former World Bank principal urban planner said despite the New Zealand being an otherwise exceptionally well-managed country, its housing markets was in a state of crisis, he said. The government's effort were being closely watched because they were broadly following global best practice in improving housing affordability. Now, again, they've banned foreign investors, like myself. I shouldn't be able to go to New Zealand and buy a house because I want a getaway for the winter. No, it doesn't work like that. It shouldn't work like that. If I'm going to buy anything in New Zealand, I should be a citizen. I should be a proper citizen, like actually living there and paying taxes. It shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't be able to go into any country and just buy property because I feel like I need to buy somewhere else, or my country is falling apart, which it is, and I'm not moving my capital into another country right now, and I shouldn't be able to buy out the dreams and futures of other countrymen from other countries. Let me know what you guys think. Guys, if you want to support this channel, share a video. That's all I ask. Get one of my favorite videos you like the most. Support the channel. Let's get this out there. I've have your back New Zealand now for so many years. Share one of my videos. I appreciate it. And thanks for watching and supporting the transmission.